Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sydney. I'm from cruelty-free beauty videos, and today's video is going to be all about my FOMO wish list. So what I mean by my FOMO wish list is like products that are on my wish list, but I feel like they're only really on my wish list because everyone else has raved about them so much, and I just like need to know, are they that good? Am I missing out on something? What's happening with them? So I have 8 products to share with you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, I can definitely do a part 2 in maybe a couple of months. I would love to make this like a little mini series on my channel because I think it's such a fascinating concept. I feel like a couple of months ago this list would have been much longer, but since going on my no buy, I feel like I really know my own makeup taste. And whereas I still want to try some of these products just for the sake of saying that I've tried the formula and experiencing it for myself, but I feel like I know my makeup taste a lot better. So like if someone's raving about it, but it's a product that I'm just not going to use because it doesn't suit my preferences, I'm not quite as inclined to like die over it and lust over it, you know? So without further ado, let's hop into my FOMO wish list. Okay, this is kind of embarrassing, but am I like the only person that did not know what FOMO meant for like the longest time? I think it was like a year or two after I first heard the term that I figured out what it meant. I feel like a dork, but we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, guys, so the first product slash, this one's kind of a brand that I'm mentioning, is Kaleido's makeup. Kaleido's makeup cruelty-free status is a little bit gray. It's not super clear, so I haven't made a purchase from them partially because of that. I'm still kind of deciding whether or not I really truly think that they're cruelty free. They do sell in mainland China, but some things have come out about mainland China animal testing, and it's kind of rocking the cruelty free world right now, and I'm still doing my own research and making my own opinions about it. So that's partially why I haven't tried the brand, but also they have so many beautiful products that I feel like I just can't choose. And part of me is like, they just have a lot of awesome options that everyone loves, and that's why it's so hard for me to choose. And then part of me wonders, like, have I not been able to choose because their products truly just don't speak to me, or like I haven't found one that I'm like just absolutely head over heels for? That's kind of where I'm at with this one. I'm really into their Escape Pod palette. I'm into their Lunar or Later palette, as well as their Teal Turquoise palette. I feel like that has a different name, but I'll pop pictures on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And of course, their Space Age highlighters are like just bonkers beautiful. So they're definitely a brand that I'm keeping an eye on in 2021. I haven't decided if I'm going to make a purchase from them or not, but everyone's raving about them, and I just really need to know. I need them to come out with like my perfect palette or my perfect highlighter, and then I need to know, like, are they really worth the hype that everyone says they are? Next up is the Cosmetics Flower Garden palette. This one is more of a FOMO item because it's super limited edition. I believe it came out 2 springs ago, and then last spring they brought it back, and I was like, oh, I'm dying to try Cosmetics formula. I like the color story of this palette. Like, I think it's pretty colors. I'm not super in love with the packaging, and I wish there were more mattes, but like I want the Cosmetics formula, and like these shadows individually are gorgeous, and I could just use them as singles and blah blah blah. I don't like, there's something about this palette that doesn't make it a perfect fit for me, and so eventually I think I do actually have a couple of the singles from this palette in my collection, but still every time I see it I have that moment of, should I buy it? Because like it's limited edition and Cosmetics formula is incredible. Like, maybe I should just have it in my collection, you know? Even though like I know I don't need it, I don't think I would get like that much use out of it, and so I just need to say no and take it off my wish list. Next up is the Nabla Dreamy palette. This is a palette that has been on my wish list for years and years and years, you guys, like probably 3 or 4 years at least. And I've never pulled the trigger because like the more into makeup I get, especially the last year or so, when I've really been trying to nail down what works for me, what I love, what really is used and adds value to my collection, I just feel like this palette isn't it for me. I still think it's incredibly gorgeous. Like, the packaging looks like a book. You guys know I love to read. It's like merging my 2 passions together, and I just love that so much. But the inside is just like, it's pretty, and I feel like maybe when I was super into neutrals I would be more excited about it, but now it's just not exciting me like it used to, you know? But at the same time, like, this is like a cult classic product from Nabla, and I've wanted to try Nabla's eyeshadow formula for years and years and years, ever since this palette launched, and I just can't pull the trigger on it. But at the same time, I'm still like, I still want that palette, you know? Okay, the next product I was a little bit hesitant to put on here, but ultimately I do think it belongs on this wish list, and that is the Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette. Again, this is a palette that I've drooled over since it launched. I've been really in love with the color story. I love the names of the shadows, the packaging. Again, it looks like a book. It looks like a beautiful little spell book, and my little Harry Potter loving heart just can't get past that. It's so pretty. The color story is more of a like grungy colorful story with some pops of neutrals, and the past, like, I would say 6 months or so, I've really kind of come to the conclusion that no, it is not unique to my collection. I can make that color story, but at the same time, like, I just want to try the formula because everyone says it's so good, and I love literally everything else about the palette. So I do think this one is one that I will eventually purchase, even though, like, maybe I shouldn't. I feel like I'm eventually going to. I just, deep down, I know in my heart that I don't really need it. I just am afraid of missing out on it. Ooh, this is one that is such a FOMO wish list item. It's the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. I don't care what format it's in. I've wanted to try the original one. I've sworn up and down that I'm gonna buy the mini set. It's been out for 2 years and I haven't bought it. I've said that I want to get like the little like sheer super sparkly one. Something about this gloss just draws me in and in again, and I feel like it's because it was so many people's favorite for such a long time, and I really truly haven't found a gloss formula that I put it on, I'm like, this is magic. Like, this is the best thing I've ever put on my mouth ever. And I feel like until I find that, I'm always gonna have FOMO for like really hyped lip products like this product, or like, I'm trying to think of like another hyped lip gloss, like the Tower 28 gloss. Like, this gloss is beautiful. It's wonderful to put on my mouth, but it's not like changing my life. And like, I don't think a lip gloss can change my life, but like, I kind of want one to, you know? And so I feel like I'm missing out on that experience by not trying this lip gloss. Now, I may eventually try it still. Fenty Beauty continues to come out with mini gloss bomb sets, or like mini sets of their products. If one day they finally curate a set with a product that I'm interested in trying and it's offered in a set along with a Fenty gloss bomb, or like if there's 2 Fenty gloss bombs that I'm like super into color wise and they're offered in a little mini set and I can grab them on a deal, I may still grab this one day. But deep down, like, it's a lip gloss and I just want to be part of the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Club and know what the formula is like and know if it's going to change my life. That's all I need to know. Okay guys, next up we have the NYX Ultimate Utopia palette, and this is a palette that is stuck with me, but it's not a palette that I would like think would really stick with me. This palette is A, very large. I'm not super into super large palettes anymore. B, heavily neutral, which I've really been on a colorful kick for like the past maybe year and a half. And C, it's from NYX, and in the past, I mean, this was like years ago, like 6 or 7 years ago, I tried NYX's eyeshadow formula and I was not crazy impressed. But there's something about this palette that I just cannot let go of, and I feel like I haven't done like a huge deep dive into the palette, into reviews and all of that, but from what I remember seeing when it launched, it was good. And I love NYX as a brand. I feel like I loved them as a brand when I first got into makeup, and then when I tried a little bit more makeup and I was a little bit more experienced, I felt that a lot of their formulas were not quite up to snuff, and I feel like I'm always looking to them when they come out with new products to see if they can kind of reclaim that spot of glory that I feel like they had in my mind when I first got into makeup. And I'm afraid, like, what if this palette is that and I'm missing out on it and I'm not trying it? That's kind of why I can't get rid of that one off my wish list. Next up we have the Sigma Untamed palette. I feel like I haven't shut up about this palette for months, you guys. I was lucky enough to try out Sigma's eyeshadow formula this year, and I really did enjoy it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's easy to work with. Really impressed with the formula. And when this palette launched, at first I was like, like, I like you, but I'm not sure if I would love you, and I'm not sure how much use I would get out of your color story. But the more time that has passed and the more looks that I've seen people create with it, I'm just like blown away by them. And I don't know, I just feel like Sigma is like a really hot brand right now, which is interesting, because if you would have asked me last year if I thought Sigma was going to become like a huge brand, or not like a huge brand, but like a big name in like color cosmetics, just not their brushes, I probably would have laughed at you. But I feel like this year they've really branched out and brought out a lot of really incredible like powder products. And I feel like I need to be in on it. I need to drink the Kool-Aid. I love the color story of this palette. It's like a beautiful grungy-ish rainbow. It's not really grungy rainbow. It's just like a grungy neutral / colorful palette. and I think it's beautiful and I really want to try it. Like, I know I don't need it, but also it's beautiful and Sigma has a lot of sales. So I think this may be an eventually purchase, but it's not like a right now purchase. And I'm kind of hoping that if I wait a little bit longer, I'll forget about it. But also, it's been like what, like has it been 6 months since that product launched? I feel like it launched a little bit early for holiday or fall or whatever it was launched for. So I feel like maybe it's been like 4 to 6 months since it launched and I still can't forget about it. Okay guys, the final product that I wanted to talk about today is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. You guys, I was so excited when this product came out. I want to say, when did it come out? I think it came out maybe in the summertime. And I don't know if I was on my no-buy yet, or if I was just like, you need to go on a no-buy, so maybe stop buying makeup. But for one reason or another, I didn't end up purchasing this concealer. My current favorite concealer is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer. I feel like price-wise, these are very comparable. They both have really great shade ranges. And I was, at the time, fully stocked on my Makeup Revolution concealer. So I think I was just kind of like, you know what? You can try it down the line, just wait a little. And then there was all that controversy about like how the shades in the Camo Concealer didn't match with the Hydrating Camo Concealer. And so I was just kind of like, I'm just gonna wait till it gets into stores, you know? I'm just gonna wait so I can look at the shades, or at least then I have a better idea of what I need to order online. And so I waited and I waited and I waited, and here I am a couple months later and I'm still dying to try this concealer. I feel like I've heard so many people say so many great things about it. I was a little bit nervous after the regular Camo Concealer just because I feel like when it came out, everyone was kind of dying over it, and I tried it and I did not like it. I think it's too heavy for my under eyes. It's too drying. Just was not my jam. So I was like, this should be better because it's hydrating, but also I'm just gonna wait a sec, let some other people try it, and then we'll go from there. So definitely one that I still want to try, even though like I have a good concealer formula that I love, but I just need to know like what's the dealio with that one. And plus, because it's from e.l.f., it's super affordable. I feel like affordable products are much harder for me to say no to. But I think I've rambled on enough for today. I hope that you guys found this video enjoyable and entertaining. Let me know down below what products you have on your FOMO wish list. What are you like dying to try simply because everyone else has tried it and says it's fantastic and you just have to know and experience it for yourself? Please tell me I'm not the only one who does this. Don't leave me hanging. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos 3 to 4 times a week. And that's it for me today. Thanks so much for watching, guys.